All right, welcome back to Sawblade.com Tech Tips. I'm Austin Zimmerman, Product Specialist, and today we're going to be going over the different variations and how to set up our guide upgrade kits for our wood bandsaws. Now, the four main different guide blocks that we have is the 2300 series that have a 2301 and 2302, the 2400 series, and the 500 series guide blocks. Starting out with the 2300s, they're pretty easy to adjust. You have 3 points of contact with Allen keys that loosen up and move the side guides to and from the blade on cams, as well as a backup bearing on a slider that moves it closer and further away from the blade. The main difference in the 2301 and the 2302 is that you have a single hole on the back of the 2301, which is predominantly used as an upper guide block and will be fastened on the machine in this orientation. Now you can see that these guides are mirrored and that this is a lower block that will be in the upside down configuration. Now with the 2302, you have a little bit more adjustability on the back. There's a lot of different machines out there. Not all of them are built the same. You might need a little bit more left and right adjustability. So we have two holes in the back of the 2302 that allow you to try to center up on the center line of the blade with the guide block. Now with the 2400 series, it is exactly like the 2300. It's just a beefed up version. You'll see the 2300 series on a lot of 14-inch machines, where the 2400 series will be seen on 16, 18s, and 20s with the 1 inch, 1.25 inch, and 1.5 inch style machines. 3 points of contact again, very easy to adjust with the Allen key. You move it out on the slider, as well as the left side. And then the backup is also on a slider. You just loosen that up and get it closer to or further away from the blade. Now on the 2400 blocks, you're only going to have one mounting hole, and these can be either in the upright or the upside down configuration, whether it is a top or bottom guide block. Moving on to the 500 series, this is a completely different guide block from the 23 and the 2400 series. You'll always see these in the vertical position like this, and the way that you adjust these, they're all on eccentric shafts for the bearings. On the lower bearings, you have 2 set screws that can be loosened, and these bearings are on eccentric shafts to where when you turn them, you'll notice that the bearing will move out and then closer to the blade as you make a full rotation. And that is how you'll adjust the bearing closer or further away from the blade when you're setting it up on your saw. Same thing with the backup bearing. It is again on an eccentric shaft. You'll loosen up this Allen key and you'll be able to move that bearing closer to or further away from the blade when you're making your adjustments for the different bandwidths, 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch, and such, and so on. Now let's go over the difference in straight posts and eccentric posts and what we make them for. Eccentric posts are made to be able to give you more adjustability for the upper and lower guide block. What I mean by eccentric is that you have a straight post that's mounted to the cup or the lower bracket, and then the smaller dowel will mount into the guide block. Now, in shipment, we'll probably have this affixed, but that doesn't mean it's in the correct orientation. When you mount it on your saw, you will have the adjustability to rotate this post and move that guide block to the left or to the right to try to get you closer to your center line. You'll have to loosen this up on a 500 series on the center Allen key, or on the 23 and 2400 series on the side pins right here on the side. Now to go over the proper adjustments on your bandsaw, we'd like to tell everybody to go ahead, remove your blade and remove your old guides, and then get your new guides installed, and then reinstall your blade. Get it tensioned and properly in the right spot, which should be the gullet in the center of the tire. That way we know our true center line and tension to the right width of your blade, being 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and so on. Once we have that, with our guides all the way opened up, left and right side bearings should be all the way out. The rear guide should be all the way to the back. That way we don't have any deflection. We don't have anything obscuring our blade from being in its true natural state. Then we're going to take and move our side guides with an Allen key closer into the blade, but not touching. I always try to tell everybody you want a business card thickness in between the blade and the bearing, as well as the backup bearing. You want a business card thickness between the back edge of the blade and the backup bearing. And what we do this for is you don't want it to fishtail, have it being a pinch, being a bind, or you don't want to prematurely wear out those bearings. You don't want them rolling all the time. You only want it touching under feeding force, meaning that when you're making those side turns or feeding force, do you want the side guides or the backup bearing touching the blade. Hopefully that's answered all your questions. If you're in need of further assistance, you can always reach out to Sawblade.com. I'm Austin Zimmerman, Product Specialist, and thanks for watching.